And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. Alright, well, my attack is going, everything is working here. Done a little bit of work in between episodes while I waited for this Cryogenics research to complete, and it has, which is excellent. So now we've got what looks like 3 researches left. The next one I want to get done is this missile defense. We need to get missiles up and running with a very large stockpile before we even can think about doing the OET charge. So these right here, Ultimates and Advanced. Ultimates are titanium, advanced is gold. And I have crafted a bunch in advance. So there are our advanced and the ultimates that we need. So let's put an advanced in there, ultimate in there, and the other 2 in there. So now all of them were used. I'll have 25 ultimates left over, which will be used for this rolling stock right here, which needs 25 XL, which is nickel based. So to craft 25 of these is pretty straightforward. 50 in here, and then 150 back here. There we go. And we have lots and lots of titanium, so which is really good. I wanted lots of titanium. And this I added a whole row of storage hoppers here because we're smelting so much more titanium than the other 2 bars. This titanium would fill up way faster than either of these other ones even had a chance to. So in order to keep it going while I'm away, I basically double the number of hoppers that are on there. Eventually I'll probably not need all of this space because I've started to automate certain things, and I'll show you down here as a kind of test. This is the macerator area that we've got going. I've been working. I finally got rid of all the leaves that I had, like 3,000 leaves and saved up. So let's do some resin and some snow. So over here, as a sort of a pilot system, I attempted to auto-create the steel cutter heads. So it's semi-automated. Right now, I have to manually feed it nickel. I have over here. This is where the nickel comes. This is where the nickel is right here. I could bring the nickel over and dump it into there. I didn't do that just for the sake of wanting to control it a little bit to see how many I used. And you can see I've got this whole conveyor belt filled. I've got that hopper full. And these conveyor belts wrap around here and pop up to the surface, right up to the imbuer right here. So this thing, as soon as one is used up, this beams a replacement and this crafts the next one. So I'm auto-crafting all of the steel cutter heads as well as imbuing them. So let's look at recipes and see if I have to unlock any. I don't. So let's kick that research off. What's our thread at? Our thread is next attack in 6 minutes. I'll kickstart that research when the next attack fires. Because as soon as I kickstart that research, 1,000 power per second is going to dump into this from this thing and this thing. and that will dramatically increase my threat level. Not that I'm too worried about it, but I'd rather not be fighting against 4,000 threat right now. So, the Cryogenics opened up a couple recipes, and if I can find them, it would be great. There they are. Cryohopper is one, organic reassembler is the other. And you can see it uses robot arms, and I just happen to have a few robot arms already crafted, ready to go. I don't actually ever use robot arms for anything else. So the first time I went through, I was very confused as to what the ingredient was on this, because it said unknown material. So now that I know what it is, I can craft them. So I need 8 of these, which uses up a very large amount of crystal deposit. Cryohopper, I want 8 of these. There we go. Now to power all this, the way the cryogenics works is the organic parts that you have, if you throw them into hoppers, they tend to spoil if they stay in there too long. So the cryo hoppers keep everything cold. It's almost like a refrigerator, only it keeps it like very cold, like near absolute zero cold, and it needs a lot of power to do that. So to combat that, they work more efficiently down in the cold caverns, which makes sense because the surroundings are cold already, so therefore the cryo hoppers don't have to work as hard to keep things going. Likewise, the organic reassemblers can be very power hungry. It's very easy to kind of underestimate how much power these things draw. I've actually am testing a mod right now. I modded the organic reassembler to use a different amount of power, and I'm testing it now to see if the game actually loads it. So moving on, I have down in the cold caverns an area set up to do all of this work, and I believe I have this one and this one and I did it. I knew I was going to misclick one of these. Okay. So let's try that again. Like that. Did I remove it accidentally? No, there it is. So this is... Oh my god, I just cannot click today. What was that? I removed something. I know what it was. It was that. Yep. Okay. Now that that nightmare is over with, let's hop down and bring our power further down the line. And that is a problem. Okay, so let's jog that out. Let's put a window here and here. I'm going to take this away, pull that away. Oh, and I fell through the hole. not coordinated today, I guess. So I want to actually run this around like so. There we go. That marks off our threat. So let me kickstart that research really quick, since I'm really close to the surface. I have to get my bearings when I jump up here like that. So I want missile defense, start project. Okay, so now we're going down even further. And I've got a coal vein in the way. I wonder how thick this is. Well, it looks like it was only 1 square thick, which is great. So let's hop down here. There we go. Get back to power. That one and this one. There we go. Ooh, boy, that was close. Now, normally the organic reassemblers consume 64 power per second to craft, and normally the crafting time, you put 10 of the ruined parts in and you get only, oh, I'm past my mark here. So it's a 10-to-1 ratio. You put 10 ruined in and you get 1 back, and normally the crafting time on it is 10 minutes, which is brutal. So for this first layer, I'm going to put batteries all along here. For this other layer, I'm going to put smaller batteries. There we go. Put that there, put that there. And let's feed the power. There we go. That should be feeding this ample amounts of power. Much better. See, the way the batteries work is it tries to keep the same amount of power in each battery. So therefore, if you put a large battery next to a small one, the small one, depending on the power, supply, the small one will always be full. So now that we have those, I can put the cryo hoppers in, set to remove only. And it uses a lot of power to cool down to its target temperature, and then it should trickle it a lot less. So we'll see what it sort of normalizes into here. So I want all of these. And then to output the stuff that I want, I could put another one on the outsides here. I didn't even think about that. I want to put, I don't need storage hoppers because it's a 10-to-1 ratio, so the most I'll ever get out of one of these hold 50, so the most I'll ever get is 5. But how I'm thinking about it here, let me see. How would I want to do this? I could put a... Yeah, it needs to output into a hopper. So I might as well... And these will be add only. There we go. So now all you need to do is feed it organic remains, and it should... Oh, wrong F key. There we go. Which one can I use? I can use this one for now. Let's get rid of that, that, and that, and that. So we've got so many organic remains. So let's just start this one, and this one. I'll get rid of that. Put this one down here. So yeah, we've got thousands of these to go. So I modded it. So it's still a 10-to-1 ratio. Not changing that. I modded it so it uses half the amount of power, but it only takes 2 minutes to craft instead of 10 minutes, which in my mind kind of caters to the person who automates this process a lot more. So you can automate it, since it's a slower crafting time, you can automate it gathering all of the ruined parts from topside, piping them down, and then putting them in here and auto crafting. So I think it balances out. So we don't really get to see the cool animation that's up there. There's a little cool animation. Nice little holographic sort of view. So yeah, these, let's see if that actually took. Yep, it did. So normally that would be 600 seconds remaining, and I changed it to 120 seconds. So 32 power per second for 120 seconds is what it takes for that. So, less power draw, less time, but same ratio. I'm not gonna cheat the ratio at all. The main reason is you usually wind up with just thousands of these ruined parts. So once these start going, I'll be getting what is called the recombined organic matter. And the recombined organic matter can then be crafted into stuff. And I am not seeing, there it is. So yeah, I have 0 massive eyes. I've got a lot of this other pristine stuff. The other thing I modded to see if it actually took were the requirements for these eyes. These massive eyes I have 0 of. And it is crazy that I have 0 of these massive eyes. And what I've read on the forums is not even the big boss wasps actually can drop massive eyes. So I'm going to need a lot of massive eyes. So therefore I reduced the organic cost to 10 instead of, I think the default is something like 72, which 72 would be 720 of these, of each one of these. So I only would have enough for like maybe 10, maybe 15 of those massive eyes, just with the thousands I've collected over the entire game so far. So I thought that was a little ridiculous, especially if the mobs don't actually spawn them. So there we go, recombined organic matter. Get all of those. There we go. I should have 8. Yep. So I can use that to craft pristine stuff. We're sending a very large amount of power down here. I mean, these things are really pushing power in here. 120. Each one of these is, yeah, it's pushing a lot of power. And I can even expand this even further and add more if I want. I mean, I could add another one right here, another 2 right here, another one right here, and 1 on each end. And some on the top if I really wanted to. So lots of expansion ideas. Well, that'll do it for this episode. I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.